Hello there, my dear YouTuber friends, and I hope you're all keeping well. Welcome to this new video. Now, with the release of World Update 17, so the UK and Ireland, people were a bit anxious even before the update came out, whether there are other packs by Orbx and other developers for places and that type of thing around the UK would be compatible with World Update 17. Now, thankfully, I own quite a few of these add-ons. Add-ons like Orbx Great Britain, North, South and Central, Orbx London Landmarks, and a couple of other places around the UK and Ireland. I own a few of those packages, so in this video I'm going to put it to the test. I'm going to have those packages installed to see if there's any conflict or whether it messes up World Update 17. I invite you, if you found errors or issues, let us all know in the comments. So let's not dilly-dally. Let's get on with this video. Okay, so the first area to test will be good old London, of course. I'm just flying now towards Heathrow, the outskirts. Now, I've got London City landmarks installed, and I've also got Orbx Great Britain South installed. I've been flying over this area for a good 20-30 minutes now, so all around London and the outskirts, and I'm not finding any blending issues with London landmarks and Orbx Great Britain South in this area. Obviously, Orbx Great Britain South, it affected the whole of the south of the UK, including London. Maybe people didn't realise that. It did add a little bit to London as well. But as I'm flying around the area, I'm not finding any issues with them. I'll put links to any package I mentioned down below in the description. Yeah, I'm just not finding any sort of issues or blending issues or conflicts between all three packs. So World Update 17, London Landmarks and Orbx Great Britain South. It all looks and blends in beautifully. And I've got to say now, London really does. It looks extra busy, doesn't it? I'm flying on my laptop again. I've still not installed World Update 17 on my main desktop. So I'm still on the laptop at the moment. I think I've got a few settings bumped up on my laptop because it's a more capable PC. But still, they've definitely added more to the area. And look, as you can see, as I fly around, so I'll give you, if you own any of those other packages and you're worried, you can see from my footage, you don't need to be worried at all. It seems to blend in nicely. London Landmark will add a few extra buildings here or there. Not sure which ones now. I think some of these will be added with the London Landmarks pack. Whether you need that or not now with this World Update 17, it's got to be your call. I mean, it's only a few pound. Generally, you can find it on sale for a few pound. London Landmarks, that's what I bought it for. So if you want a few more buildings here or there, it does no harm. But I won't specifically say it's required now. It used to be really, at one time, I would say required to make London look that little bit nicer, a little bit fuller. Now it looks jammed packed, doesn't it? And doesn't it look great with World Update 17? I've got to mention that once again. I did a live stream last night. That's going to be linked down below in the description. I was saying how well London looks and how happy it made me. And it really does. It's the best London I've seen in a sim to date. Looks brilliantly. But in terms of the packages, Orbx Great Britain South, London Landmarks doesn't seem to affect or conflict with the London area and the Greater London area either, as you can hopefully see by the footage. I'll just do a little bit more flying around this area just to be complete, just so you can get the whole picture. And I've also got London City Airport. That's a separate package. That's definitely recommended, whether you own World Update 17 or any of the other packages. Of course, you all own World Update 17 now. It's free to everybody. Well, if you have that installed, I still recommend Orbx version 2 London City Airport. I'll put my link to that down below in the description. It's the most accurate looking London City Airport out there. Addon International. Well, I'm getting a bit of rendering going on here or there. I think we probably all will for a while. It's early days with this World Update. Not too bad though. Not as bad as it used to be. And it doesn't look war-torn now, does it? Looks quite nice indeed. So I'll just fly around these general areas. Shall we fly around down here? So we go into the greater London areas just to see if there's any conflicts on it. Anything looks odd with Orbx Great Britain South, because it's going to be affecting the whole of the south of the UK. Or many places. It's added basically Orbx Great Britain South, a lot of POIs and buildings, that type of thing. And it may have updated one or two areas of land. Generally it's buildings, so you shouldn't see too many conflicts. And I'm certainly not. I'm not seeing any sort of odd buildings. All looks pretty normal. A lot fuller now. But pretty normal. We'll fly around this area. And then we'll move on to a different area in the south. Yeah, as you can see, look, Greater London. It all blends in nicely. If I look behind me, look at... Wow, look how much stuff is there. It all looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, let's move on to a different area. Okay, so now on to Brighton. Now, I'm not showing you before and after in this case, because, you know, I think we all want World Update 17, so I'm not taking World Update 17 off. Or Orbx Great Britain South. I'm just seeing... Oh, get off. There's no reason for that photogrammetry in this area. Warning. I'm just seeing if there's any issues. So we're flying towards a photogrammetry area, Brighton. Seeing if there's any issues between Orbx Great Britain South and Brighton. Again, there really shouldn't be. Orbx Great Britain South generally just added a lot of buildings and POIs, that type of thing. I'll just slow myself down just so we can see. That's Brighton Pier. First look, it all looks great, doesn't it? We can go over it, and we can even pause over part of it just to see. So there you go, that's where the photogrammetry begins. And this is my first test with Orbx Great Britain South and Brighton. In fact, I've not tried Brighton. Yeah, this is my first time flying over it since installing World Update 17. Looks great, Brighton Pier there. Place I've been a few times. It's okay, Brighton. Kind of a very upmarket, I would say. Trendy place to be. Tell you what, I'm just going to take it off autopilot and fly around manually here. Yep. Well, if you spot something, there's Brighton train station there. That's entry into it. I usually get a train up there when I go. It's only a matter of an hour away from me or so. I'm just not seeing any issues here. Again, do let me know if you spot something and I've not spotted it. It all looks like it's blending in nicely, which is not a surprise. It could be that some of the World Update 17 POIs, points of interest or buildings and goodness knows what, will conflict with the Orbx Great Britain packs, North, South and Central. That's what I'm looking for. So if they've put two of the same POIs in the same place, you'll get a kind of a, well, a conflict, wouldn't you? I'm not seeing it. Not seeing anything. And of course, there's so many places I could try. I can't try them all. That's why I'm asking you find people to help as well at home. If you own any of the Orbx Great Britain packs and you've got World Update 17 installed. In fact, I'll share something later from one of our users in the Discord who did find a conflict. So that'll be interesting for you a little bit later. Bit lower now so we can see things. Let's just Give that a bit of a pause there and zoom out a bit. Yep. Not seeing anything that shouldn't be there. Any sort of weird... What's that behind me? No, it looks like a body of water or something, doesn't it? Maybe a canal. Just not seeing anything weird. In fact, what is that behind me? Let's just double check, people, while we're here. We'll take a moment for it to turn around. Brighton Pier looks quite okay. Yeah, quite nicely detailed, that, isn't it? Nicely detailed. In the city of Brighton, look at it. Again, they've done some good stuff here. But it already looked quite nice with Orbx Great Britain South. It just looks a little bit more fuller. Just want to get back round to this. How's my speed doing? Yeah, it's fine. Making sure I'm not installed. Just want to see this area here. So let me just fly around and you can take a look. My first look with you people. God, it does look full, doesn't it? Absolutely chock-a-block now. It's great. Is that some kind of pond or something? Maybe it's a building. I'm just not seeing it properly from where I was. It is a building, isn't it? I thought it was water. No, it's a bridge. Kind of. Okie dokie. Or is it? What is that? It's part of the railway track. Hey, they've got that in as well. That's pretty immense. That's great to see. There's photogrammetry for you. So there you go, that's Brighton. I'm not seeing any issues. In fact, it looks a lot better now with World Update 17. And Orbx Great Britain South installed, in my opinion. Okay, let's move on to a different area. Okay, my friends, now for something completely different. Well, not quite. I'm flying towards Liverpool. It's one of the cities that received a photogrammetry update with World Update 17. This is before I've got Orbx Central installed. So this is what you should be seeing if you've installed World Update 17 and you don't own Orbx Central. Because I know Liverpool received an update. Buildings around it received updates with Orbx Central as well, but this is before installing it. So we're just flying towards Liverpool now, and I'm just giving you the sort of outskirts of Liverpool. I actually lived there for a while too. It's funny, isn't it? I've lived in a lot of different places around the UK, but that's fine. It's not that big a place as at the UK. Let's just bring that altitude down a little bit so we get a closer look. Vertical speed. Oh, let's just keep it there. What's my altitude in the sim? I'm only 1,000. That's grand. I'll just put it on out. It's taking me down to 900. That's... Hey! We keep getting that, don't we? Hey, they're always fun when you're recording and that happens. Let me know how many times you've had that photogrammetry warning since this world update. Can't just be me, surely. I only get them now and again. Can typically happen when I start recording. Never mind. Anyway, so this is Liverpool. Liverpool. Terrible accent there. I do apologise to anybody from that area. With World Update 17, not Orbx Central. And again, I'm going to install Central and see if there's any clashes. So there you go. Massive cathedral, this Anglican cathedral here. They have that in the Wigwam, the Catholic cathedral. I remember seeing that for the first time thinking, my goodness. Let's just do a quick pause. Oops, pausey over there. Very nicely detailed. Very nice indeed. What is the Wigwam? That's got to be there. So there's the Anglican cathedral. That's the Wigwam, the Catholic cathedral. Wigwam's quite unusual in its design, doesn't it? Look, this is my first time seeing, let me take it off autopilot, Liverpool with World Update 17. Very nice indeed. I'm going to install Orbx Central to see if it makes any mess of it. Because you know what? I don't know if anybody from the area agrees with me, but I'm quite happy with that. It's not the biggest city, Liverpool. Well, London's the biggest city and surrounding area in the UK than Birmingham. I believe Manchester's next, isn't it? Anyway, so there we go. We'll just fly towards Liverpool docks down here as well. Yeah. So I've just given you before and after. So quick turnaround here. Come on, let's do something stupid in the Cessna 182. What's the sim for after all? Oh, it's not for that. Quick turnaround, something you shouldn't really be practicing like this. This is just me getting back to where we were. There we go. We'll just take another look at downtown Liverpool here. All the different buildings, Mercy side. Very, very nice. That's okay, it looks to me like quite a good update. Well listen, okay, that's before Orbx Central installed. Let me install Orbx Central and let's see if it's any different or if it's conflicting. Okay, so Liverpool with Orbx Central installed. This would be the telling point now, wouldn't it? Because they did add a couple of points of interest. I'm just flying in manual mode, by the way. So no autopilot again. They did add quite a few points of interest in buildings with Orbx Central. And obviously it's photogrammetry now with World Update 17. Is it going to conflict? I had my throttle halfway. Didn't notice. I took off with half a throttle. Never mind. So we're approaching downtown Liverpool. Photogrammetry warning. Is it going to spring up again for me? Maybe not. Come on, trim, 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 trim. Let's just fine trim that. I use a bit of fine trim with my multi-panel and heavy trim, shall we say, more aggressive trim with my XPC yoke. You don't need to know that, but that's what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, that'll do. That will do. Okay, so there you go. So this is still with World Update 17. Can I see a little bit more there now with Orbx Central with it? Is that? It's difficult to tell unless you do it side by side. I could have done side by side. I just don't think when you do that you kind of miss half the detail. The videos about conflicts. So just before you get into the comments to say, why didn't you do a side by side? Yes, I could have done, but this is more about conflicts. Does Orbx Central, so any packs you own, for example, of areas around the UK and Ireland, do they conflict with this World Update 17? Does World Update 17 conflict with these packs? I'm not seeing conflictions yet. Are you people? Does that cathedral look different? This is going to be interesting because I believe they were I'll have to look back at Orbx Central. Wouldn't surprise me if that was the Anglican Cathedral here, a point of interest added with Orbx Central. Now I can bring my throttle back a bit and we'll active pause somewhere near the cathedral here. There's the wigwam in the distance. That look a little bit different. That looks more detailed, doesn't it? This is with Orbx Central installed now. Very difficult to tell. Whatever, it looks beautiful, doesn't it? There's no conflictions there that I'm seeing. What we'll do, we'll just get somewhere. Does that look slightly different as well, this thing? This little tower in a sense. What is that tower? I should know! I lived there for a while, but somebody from Liverpool let me know. I could Google it, but it's always good to have audience interaction. Wigwam looks incredibly detailed there. That's the Catholic Cathedral. And the Anglican Cathedral looks nice. Yeah, I don't know, people. I'm not seeing conflictions. It's good news, isn't it? Good news indeed. So remember, this is now with Orbx Central installed alongside World Update 17. It's boding well, I've got to say. There's a couple more added things, buildings or structures there I can see. Maybe I just didn't spot them before, so look at both parts of this Liverpool video and you can compare them. But most importantly, we're looking for conflicts. I'm seeing anything but conflicts there. What we'll do, we'll fly towards this docks area and back up the Mersey. Well, it's the beginning of the Mersey, isn't it? Maybe the mouth of the Mersey. Ferry! Let's not do that, Huddison. I was about to sing Ferry across the Mersey there. It always makes me want to sing when I'm in Liverpool. And Ireland, to be fair. Right, okay. This all looks very nice. And we'll get... Probably lost half the audience with that little dilly-dally tune I just did there. Okay, back around along this side now, so coming up the other end. Yeah, listen, I'm not seeing conflicts. If you are, you let me know. If you're finding them on your Xbox or PC, and you own Orbx Central and World Update 17 now, if you have it installed, if you found conflicts around these areas, let me know. Liverpool looks grand. It looks a little bit better for me, but that just might be that it's just all rendered in better. No, just most importantly, no conflicts with Orbx Great Britain Central in Liverpool. Let's carry on. So this next one's an interesting one. This is Blackpool. I don't believe it's one of the cities, in fact, that received an update, photogrammetry update with World Update 17. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So this will be with World Update 3, wouldn't it? The UK, whenever they updated. I know they did an update prior. Not sure. Blackpool Tower's there, but you can see all three piers are missing over Blackpool. There is, we're just about to fly over it, some representation of the Pleasure Beach. It's a huge fairground in Blackpool. Flaming expensive fairground. Go and look at, I'll link my Blackpool visit trip vlog that I did last year down below in the description. I wasn't paying to get in there, probably something like £50 or something ridiculous. But you can book it online and get it cheaper. But anyway, more to the point here, you don't see any of the piers, do you? So this is just with World Update 17 and Orbx Central not installed. I'm going to install it in a moment to show you the difference. But like I said, I don't believe Blackpool itself received a photogrammetry update with World Update 17. It might have just received one or two different features and POIs and buildings, that type of thing. I think Blackpool Tower must have been added with that, because I don't remember seeing that with World Update 3, the old UK update. I did see it with Orbx Central, Great Britain Central installed. So that's interesting. Let's just fly over the tower. Yeah, it looks kind of bare though, it really does. This is just with World Update 17. There's Blackpool Tower, nicely represented. Does look better in real life. Go and look at my vlog video. So there you go, listen, that's Blackpool without Orbx Central installed. Let me show you it now with Orbx Central installed. Aha, I had to remind myself, this is Blackpool with Orbx Great Britain Central. Look, the Pleasure Beach we're coming up on here. Look, see, yeah, it's far better represented. Not quite the same, that's a big one, isn't it? Pepsi big one, I think it is, this roller coaster. Being on that, absolutely terrifying, the dips and turns on that. Yeah, well that looks more like the Pleasure Beach. So that's with Orbx Great Britain Central installed, and look, the piers are there, South Pier, Central and North Pier, and of course alongside Blackpool Tower as well. Oh yeah, it's good. I had to remind myself, I hadn't flown over Blackpool for a while. This is kind of like a sea life centre, isn't it? Or swimming pool centre, I believe. Go and look at my Blackpool vlog. I visited or was beside that. Yeah. piers are there. We get to the central pier, which is quite busy. It's actually looked quite nice. I mean, you don't have all the arcades, even with Orbx Great Britain Central here showing at the front. Blackpool is a great place for arcades and the movements and just a fun time. One of my favourite places. Yep, there you go. Is that moving around? No, it's static. I went on that in my vlog video, but there you go, people. Well, you're getting a bit more with Orbx Central installed with World Update 17 as well over the Blackpool area, and as I showed you, over the Liverpool area as well. Certainly over the Blackpool area you are. And anything else around here? Anything else added in the city itself? The town itself is not great, mind you. If you go outside of the main part of Blackpool, it's not the prettiest place to visit. If you go to sort of the housing estates, it's quite neglected in many parts, unfortunately. Wasn't always like that, which is a great shame to see it that way now. But yeah, as you can see, the piers are there. Oh, you do get that added element with Orbx Great Britain Central with World Update 17. Yeah, but there you go. I just want to show you one more place. Let's go there now. Okay, the last place I want to show you with these packs is Manchester. Now, this is with Orbx Central installed. I'm not doing a before and after, but take off from Manchester Airport, which is just behind me, and head towards downtown Manchester. And you're going to find that without Orbx Central, a lot of buildings around the centre of Manchester are not there. What Central does is actually fill in a lot of the gaps in the centre of Manchester, at least. And I don't believe Manchester was one of the photogrammetry cities for World Update 17. So you're not going to see, I'm not sure if it's, these are just added buildings around Manchester with Orbx Central. This is where it might still be worth buying. I say it's still worth buying Orbx Central, perhaps South and North as well, because you will get these added buildings. There we go. So what we'll do, we'll just fly towards Manchester. And as you see, it's not as good as the photogrammetry cities, but at least you're getting some buildings there. I'm actually doing this partly as a favour to somebody in Discord. Was it Kev that mentioned it in Discord? Sorry if I... It's definitely somebody with a short name in Discord anyway. They said it's strange Manchester... It's a shame Manchester didn't receive the photogrammetry update in World Update 12. It may still come at some point. It's my home city. I was born in a city connected to Manchester. It's my home place as well. But as you can see, with Orbx Central, Orbx Great Britain Central, you do get some buildings added. And again, try this if you own, if you've installed World Update 17, but you don't own Orbx Central, Great Britain Central, go and fly over this area. You'll see it very bare. At least Central adds some buildings. I'm just going to put a comment on screen there from Dan Lance while we're over the UK. And he mentioned that, you know, you may have some conflicts. He found a couple of conflicts with certain areas. And goodness knows what, so if you have one of the Orbx packs and it's duplicating it with the World Update 17, you may have a conflict. I've not found a conflict so far from my testing. I can only test so much. I'll keep testing in my own time to see if I see anything. And I'll probably make a post of it in the YouTube community page, or in Discord itself, more than likely. But there you go. At least with Orbx Central, I believe it's still worth buying because you're getting added points of interest and added places that World Update 17 didn't touch, such as Manchester here. I mean, that looks fairly decent, doesn't it? Not photogrammetry, I don't believe, but it adds those buildings, at least giving it some kind of illusion of being a city. It's a lot bigger than this in real life, Manchester, by the way. But there you go. Okay, let's move on now over to Ireland. Okay, now, so over in Ireland, I'm flying around the Dublin, or approaching the Dublin area. I've just taken off from Dublin Airport, as you can see there. So this is with World Update 17. So this is the Dublin that is photogrammetry in World Update 17. Now, interestingly with this one, I do own Orbx Dublin, which I'll be installing after I've done this test to see if it's conflicts, because that would be a given, wouldn't it? If it's actually an area, an actual city, Orbx Dublin, is it going to conflict with World Update 17 photogrammetry Dublin? We'll see. So let's take a look-see around. Let me just slow my aircraft down a wee bit. And yeah, well, this is Dublin. Yeah. I'm just looking around. So the main river, this is the way I'll land at an airport. Well, the airport just behind me there, and then we'll drive through Dublin centre, the bus I get there when I go to Callan, in fact, near Kilkenny, so just after Kilkenny. It's got a few bridges in, so remember this is World Update 17 photogrammetry Dublin. And I'm going to install the Dublin Orbx after this, because that was actually quite good. Well, by the way, look at my live stream, which is linked down below, which I did yesterday at the time of recording this. I did go around Cork, which looks quite nice. I won't do it again here. Oh, photogrammetry. Tell you what. Let this just render in. And that's just my internet playing up. Oh, well, there we go. It's there. It's there now. Yeah, there's quite a few familiar buildings there. The bridges are not very well defined, though, are they? There's a couple of them. These bridges, you got one or two. Is it Peace Bridge or something? I know somebody mentioned it in Discord. It wasn't very well defined. And that's a shame. It would be great to see that at night time with the lights. Tell you what I do want to do here. I want to do some night lighting around Dublin. So this is photogrammetry World Update 17. Keep that in mind. I can just go back 180 degrees roughly. Just so. Tell you what I'm going to do, people. Autopilot off. I can expedite this by just pulling the aircraft round in a very uncomfortable fashion for the Cessna 182, but just to get back around to the city. Which will be around about there. Yeah, we're in the right place. Well, this could be typical of what you'll be seeing as well. Maybe with better, there we go, better rendering going on your end, maybe not. Might just be an ailment of the World Update. Anyway, listen, okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Just quickly, time of day, can we get it? Oh, not that dark. Down there. Yeah, I mean, you know, the Orbx Dublin did fill that in a lot better. This is not so much a comparison, by the way, not a comparison video. I'm just seeing if any updates conflicts, and I don't have an update in this area. Well, yeah, that wasn't a very good test, was it? Let's put it back to around about there. So there you go. Okay, let me load in. I'll load into my Orbx Central, Orbx Dublin, and I'll see if there's any conflictions or if it all looks okay. Okay, my friends, you find me flying around Dublin now. This is with the Dublin City Pack by Orbx installed. I'm starting you at this point because I found a couple of issues already. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't my internet or computer not rendering it properly. These areas, see, I'll take you down here. Here's a good example. So there are better defined bridges with the City Pack. But with World Update 17, in conjunction with that, let's get you to this point here, you're going to find buildings like this And they're all along the riverfront here, not rendering in properly. Now that's not my internet, because I've been around these areas enough now. You can see the rest of the areas are rendering in fine. It's that kind of apocalypse look, the old London look, isn't it? But remember, this is not just World Update 17, this is with the Orbx City Pack. There's a lot more added buildings with this City Pack. But look, you get to that point, and the front of the buildings are not rendering in, it's conflicting. Oh dear, so in this case it's going to be one or the other. I wouldn't recommend having both. Orbx, I do work alongside Orbx sometimes if you're viewing this video. And again, it's not my internet in this case, this just some unrendered or conflicting buildings, shall we say, which are giving that kind of a nuclear bomb effect, shall we say. Or bomb effects, let's just say, put it that way. And there's a few more down here too. So it's rendering as we go along there, but when it stops rendering, it just simply stops at this point. You can see these buildings here. So maybe this is a good test. I was hoping it wouldn't be the case, because I do like Orbx City Pack installed. But I think Orbx are going to have to take a look at this one. If somebody can go into the forums and point them to this video and time point it. And all this looks very flat around here. A couple of added buildings, and goodness knows what. Yeah. One thing I want to do there, just want to test something while I'm here. Put the time of day to 10 PM-ish. That will do. Take it off active pause. Let's get the cockpit a moment just to do a quick 180. Again, don't do this at home, people. Well, do it at home, don't do it in the air for real. Whoa. There you can see all the wonderful colours there, can't you? That's what the City Pack tends to add. What part are we flying over there? Oh, hang on a second, we're getting discombobulated again. Yeah, you can see all the greens and just nice colours. To be fair, the World Update 17 did have a few colours, but there's just a few more added with the City Pack. That's what it was famed for, to add all these different colours. And that's what I meant before. But just a second, let me just put it back to normal. I just want to double check, and I'm doing this with you as well, to be doubly sure there that many of these buildings are not fully rendering in. You're getting this kind of odd effect going on with some of the buildings there. And there's some more here. This would be a better example maybe. In conjunction with both packs installed. So in this case, maybe uninstall if you have it, Orbx City Pack. And just go with World Update 17 because it looks quite good. World Update 17, this one. Yeah, it's a miss. Well, listen, my friends, I could keep going, keep exploring this video. I'm probably half of the people who started, well, 2/3 of the people who started watching it are not watching it at this point. So I won't continue. I'll continue doing, my own little tests. I'll continue doing my own tests in my own sort of leisure time just to see if there's any more conflictions. Let us know down in the comments if you found your own conflictions. Generally, World Update 17, in conjunction with Orbx North and Central and South, I found, those are the ones I've tested so far, seem fine in the areas that have received photogrammetry. Seems to have improved a couple of areas. You actually might be better with them on Orbx South and Central at least. Orbx City Pack, maybe not. Do let me know your own thoughts below. Give the video a like if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe for more. And I'll be seeing you soon.